Hi guys, it's Professor Fernandez and I am doing a quick video on how to access the wonderful databases that you'll be using throughout the semester. So whether you're in my 1301 class or 1302 class, I am going to teach you how to get to the databases. So I'm going to do a general database finding situation here. For individual databases, I'll point them out, but because this is a general video that goes across all of my classes, I'm not going to say, hey, this is the database for this assignment or that assignment. So the focus of this is just to show you where it is. So I'm here at the lonestar.edu website, and that's where you'll go. And of course, if you haven't been to the Lone Star website, this is what it is. You get a lot of information here. So just so you know, lots of information here. So what you want is you want to go to libraries, which is on this top menu. Lots of menu items here, but you want to go to libraries, and that gives you pretty much all the libraries of all of Lone Star. I'm gonna scroll down here so you can see what's here. This is where you could find books across all the Lone Star campuses. We actually share resources with Harris County Public Library. So if you need a book that happens to be at a library in Harris County, we have interlibrary loan. They could be shipped over. It takes a little bit, so in case you need it not only for my class, but for any other class that you may be taking at Lone Star, this is an option for you. There's a fine articles section here that could be helpful, but I'm actually going to take you on another direction. So this you can play with on your own. I'm sure you can click on these things and there's wonderful things. I'm actually going to take you in another direction that actually is going to be a little bit more helpful. Ebooks, there's lots of ebooks that we have. So if you're a reader like I am, you can share ebooks. We share, again, ebooks and the resources with the Harris County Public Library. We actually have some ebooks that are part of the ebook collection here. If you're in my 1301 class, there's a really great ebook in this collection here on police procedures that would be very helpful to you should you be doing anything interesting, say in the Adnan Syed case situation. So let me scroll down here and you'll see lots of more research things. These actually are really helpful here. The academic integrity information and the plagiarism information, I highly suggest that you go through it at your leisure. As you well know, plagiarism is I don't take well to it. So to get more information about plagiarism, what it is, how to avoid it, this is a good place to see that. There is a plagiarism lesson in my 1301, but it's towards later on in the semester. So if you're doing some work here and you're wanting to understand some things, you can go here and here. And then evaluating information, wanting to make sure that what you are seeing on the television or on your screen is actually good information. Let's go ahead and click on that. This is important. It shows you kind of how to evaluate. Gives you a little quiz. No, not quiz that you know, but say you're looking at some information and you want to say yes or no. Information about the author or the sponsor of this material is in the source itself, yes or no. And you'll get points and it will show you how appropriate it is, and based on your total score what the rating of it is and whether it is an appropriate source. So the evaluation checklist is very, very important. Okay, and of course citation help here, how long all the citation help that you need is here. I personally would go to the writing lab. You can get that information actually rather quickly. This takes a little bit of time. It says 8 to 10 business days. You can expect an email. That's a lengthy amount of time if you are on deadline for your work. So but that's there too, so that's helpful. So then you scroll down and then you have all the wonderful things of the library. I'll click on Kingwood here, and so you can see this is the Kingwood library page, and it has a bunch of wonderful resources, including the hours of the Learning Commons. It's the library, but we call it the Learning Commons. Um, Textbook reserves, this wonderful thing called Flipster. If you haven't heard of it, is really great. You can get pretty much any magazine for free on your phone or on your iPad or tablet. And look at that, how to access the New York Times is on here too. Wow. See, all this great information, and of course, Ask a Librarian is there. You have all these wonderful things. And if you haven't seen the library or the Learning Commons yet, you are missing out on a treat, my friends. You can actually like rent a laptop to use. Yeah, legit. And of course, the databases here. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to get to the databases. So let me go back here, going back to the main page of the libraries. And what I like to do is go to research databases here. And that gives you lots of stuff. So let's go here. And you have all this wonderful stuff, right? Let me go ahead and make a duplicate here. And let me show you what it's like to go the other way. And the other way I want to show you is actually going through to the Kingwood library site. And of course, this is the library site's address. So if you want to bookmark this some way, shape, or form so you can just get to the library quicker, that's fine. And go down here and click databases. You have all databases here. So this is a lot of databases. So this is more databases here than it is on here, right? So if this overwhelms you, and I don't blame you if this overwhelms you, you can actually just go the other way to take you to this screen. So let me show you how I got there from the beginning, okay? I'm at the Lone Star Library. I'm at the Lone Star website. I'm clicking on libraries. I am scrolling down to research databases, and I'm clicking right on databases, and it gets me here. Now there's a couple of subjects I like to take students to. I don't like to just limit myself to one thing. I'm going to go to literature right quick because this is an English class, and there's lots of wonderful things here. So let me click on literary criticism articles. 1302 has lots of wonderful databases here to look at literature resources, to see any criticisms of any of the stories that we cover. This is what I recommend: the EBSCO Literary Reference Center, the Gale Center, and the JSTOR. Oh, and Project Muse. Those are the 4 that I recommend. Oh, and 5. Bloom's Literature. In fact, I recommend Bloom's Literature as number 1. That's your basic facts on file. It's your basic everything you need to know about the author and their work, or everything you need to know about a specific work. So those are what I recommend. I recommend Academic Search Complete for everyone. This is a good, basic, interdisciplinary. You can get lots of stuff here, lots of data, lots of articles here. So my 1301 and 1302 can actually use this wonderful reference there. And scrolling down, we see something called Credo Reference. This is, again, for my 1301 and 1302. This is really great for you guys because this is Wikipedia on steroids, and I will show you this in a minute. Oxford English Dictionary. Yeah, you should probably use this. So let me open this in a new tab to show you a little bit. All right. So this screen you will see for lots of things, because if you are not on the library, I'm sorry, on an LSE campus, it's going to ask you to log in with either your library card number, and your library card number is on the back of your student ID. It's a different number. If you don't have a student ID, get yourself a student ID. Please don't wait till the last minute because you need it for it to get into the databases and do things. If you don't have one, here's a sneaky way of doing it. LSC Online, and oh, that looks familiar. That's how you get into D2L, right? You click, put in your password and stuff. Obviously mine's already on here, so I don't have to think much about it. And it comes up eventually. Slowly but surely, my friends. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, I'll have to tell a librarian that this is not coming up. Okay. So I will tell a librarian that that's not coming up. But once it does, this is your basic English dictionary to look up words. So if you're wanting to know, say, if you're in 1302 and you're wanting to do a paper on argument and you want to look up what argument means in context to the class, you can grab it from right here. Oh, I'm disappointed that it's not on. Okay. Well, we'll see other things. So Credo reference is Wikipedia on steroids, which I adore. And essentially is one of those things where you have a topic, a general topic, or general subject, I should say, and it helps you narrow it down to a topic. So say if you're doing, you're in 1301 and you're doing the Adnan Syed case, or you're my summer 1301 and you're doing a proposal essay for something, you put a general topic. I would not put Adnan Syed in here because it's too specific. Again, you want something general to make it more specific. You want a big picture look. So maybe you're thinking about crime in general, right? And so you see all this awesome, interesting information on crime. Yes, lots of crime info from many like dictionaries and many publications. So all of this is just great general information you have here. I'm going to scroll up and I want to show you something really cool. It's called the mind map. So you click on the mind map and what you have here is your general subject here and different like things that kind of branch off. So police, prison, capital punishment, criminal justice, criminology, gang. So all of these kind of branch off from crime. And on the right hand side, you have more information from different books and encyclopedias and dictionaries on crime. I think they're the same from ones before. But what makes it really cool, say you're doing crime as a subject and you want to narrow it down more to criminal justice, you think that one's a better fit, you would click on criminal justice and things move. So now criminal justice is your subject here, and then you have things that are more specific here. On the right hand side, now all of your information on the right hand side changes. So this is a really good database to go into. Okay, so let me go back here. Let me click out of this since that didn't happen. And let me go here to academic search complete. Again, you're going to go in the same way. And this is one of those things, say you're doing a criminal justice paper and you want specifically to talk about the criminal justice system, you'll click that in there and lots of wonderful information will pop up, including videos. On the left-hand side, you'll find ways to make this a little bit more specific because, see here, you have 24,000, yes, thousand research results. And so you want to limit it here, and it goes, the latest is 1888. I don't think you're going to need anything from 1888. And the newest is 2019. So you maybe want to do something around maybe 2000s. Yeah, 2000. And it'll update for you. And now you have only 21,000 searches. You also want to click full text. That means that you can actually get the text there. You don't have to send out for it or ask a librarian to find it for you. You can actually bring it up, and it narrows it down to 14,000. And then, of course, you have other ways of making this more narrow. You can do academic journals or newspapers. Academic journals are the most formal and most almost scientific things. They have they go through many editors. They are always checked and triple checked by other scholars, so it's a scholarly source. Newspapers or newspaper articles, there could be opinions in there as well. You have magazine articles, book reviews, maybe somebody wrote a book on criminal justice and somebody wrote a summary as part of a review, and that may be helpful to you. So there's different ways to narrow all that down, okay? So quick information here. So let me go back to the database and go back to research databases. And we just went through the literature one and we saw a couple of databases there. So I want to go to current news and events, or current issues and news. And so again, it's reminding you here that you'll need your library code. You can request a college ID or library code number there. So, another database that I think is really good for 1301 or 1302, especially since 1302 deals with social issues towards the later part of the semester. Opposing Viewpoints is actually one of my favorites. I like it because you get as many sides of the argument as possible, and it updates pretty regularly. So say gun control is a subject, and it can narrow it down to laws, legislation, measures, advocates, debate. Let's click on gun control debate since it's happening now. And you have a lot of info here. You have one article from an academic journal, which is scholarly. You have 3 videos. You have statistics, 7 viewpoints, so that's opinions, pro and con. You have audio information, references, lots of news articles, images, lots of magazine articles. So you have all kinds of information. I'm going to click on viewpoints here. And this is click that out of that. This is what's really great about research about this particular database, is that you get both sides of an issue. So 1302, if you're doing a social issue and want to get both sides, this is a great way of doing it. 1301, if you are doing, say, Adnan Syed, and maybe again you're doing criminal justice. It gives you a nice overview and it gives you more results here. Academic journals, biography, news. It gives you everything. It gives you so many things, right? So this is a really good database as well for you guys. Let's go back to the databases. Of course, here's Credo Reference. And again, this is the Wikipedia on steroids. I do not like Wikipedia because so much information can be changed by anyone at any time, at any point. But Credo Reference, that information does not change. And if it does change, it's changed by an academic or a scholar who knows the topic. So you don't have to worry about that. One that I really found was kind of interesting is Issues and Controversies, that I actually learned about last week. So if you were, again, doing gun control, it's similar to Opposing Viewpoints in that it gives you kind of the latest information, but it's different in that it doesn't necessarily give you pro-con things. We lucked out. We have a pro-con article here, but it gives you really good information here as well. Oh, it does give you some pro-con, but it doesn't give you pro-con articles. It gives you kind of an overall snapshot. This here is pretty much if you need to understand something really quickly, you can go see what the background of it is, what's the big deal, any by the numbers things. This is just a snapshot here. This is not something that I would completely rely on as the source. It could be a source, but you shouldn't always have just one source, right? So this is a source. And really it's just a, oh, I got to know about gun control. What's the pro cons? What are the arguments here, right? So that's how you get into the databases. And there's so many databases for you to use. So let me recap these for you. You can go into literature, and 1301 and 1302 can use Academic Search Complete and Credo Reference. 1302, I recommend if you're looking for literature things. Bloom's literature is really good. I like this one and this one, the Literary Resource Center and Literary Reference Center, and JSTOR and Project Muse, for literary things, to understand maybe a literary movement, a type of writing, metaphors, how metaphors work, how extended metaphors works, the difference between a motif and a theme. So those are the things I recommend those for. And of course, Credo Reference and Academic Search Complete are for everything. And then under the current news and events tab, I recommend for 1301, of course, Credo Reference, for 1302, and parts of 1301, depending if you have me in the summer or not. I suggest Opposing Viewpoints and Issues and Controversies for things. Okay, so that's how you get into the databases. Lots of information here. It can be overwhelming with all the info you get, but you get it. And hopefully this video helps you get there. Again, lots of information with citation help, academic integrity and plagiarism, how to evaluate the information, government information. This is all great stuff for you to use. Okay? I hope this helped. Bye.